I was extremely fortunate to be invited to the Theatre Cafe Diner pre-opening to try all the foods, drinks, and check out the new Shaftesbury Avenue location. Now, I love the Theatre Cafe, from its original small shop across the street from Les Mis, to its move to St. Martin's, now to this. It's so great to see the cafe's growth and success over the past few years. The diner is the cafe's next steps, as it tries to blend the charm of the original cafe with the all-singing Stardust Diner in New York. So what was my trip like? Did I enjoy the food? Did I enjoy the atmosphere? And how many cocktails did I drink? Let's find out. But if you haven't seen my face before, hi, I'm Ellie. I talk about theatre, I do discussions, reviews, and now I'm talking about this because, you know what, I was invited and I want to talk about it. So if that sounds interesting to you, please consider hitting like and subscribing. It really helps me out and helps out the channel. But let's get on with the review. The first thing I noticed on entry to the diner is the similar decor from the cafe. It does feel like they have kind of stepped up their game once again as well though. With the photo wall down the stairs, the cutouts of West End and touring casts, and even theatre memorabilia like a Joseph coat upstairs and the 4 blazers from the original Heathers downstairs. The different seating sections were each themed on different West End shows. There was a Shrek section with a giant neon S, a Kinky Boots section where all of the tables had their own pair of Kinky Boots, booths downstairs based on Six and Heathers, as well as a Mischief Theatre section themed on all of their Goes Wrong shows, which was the section I was placed in, alongside my friend Kat. This is Kat, say hi to Kat. This is where Kat and I were sat, on the mat. Obviously, if the table looks dirty during any of this filming, it's because we were in the Goes Wrong section. It's just designed to look a mess. I'm glad a lot of the theming was upped and maintained to this new diner. I feel like that theming has always been the Theatre Cafe's strength. And I hope as time goes by, we can see a lot of these sections that we have currently kind of be swapped out and changed for new shows, keeping the experience feeling different and adding a lot of representation for different shows, and adding another reason to always go back and check out a new section, making the experience slightly different every time. I will say, however, despite the wait staff reassuring us that we could get out of our seats and move around and look at the entire place, it did feel a little bit awkward because a lot of the things to look at and a lot of the memorabilia is so kind of stuck within all of the seating placements. So it wasn't very easy to get up and go look at some of the wall decor or something because you felt like you were just staring over a couple of people while they were eating their food. I wish it was a little bit easier to kind of explore the diner. However, I do feel like this may have been a necessary evil. The service in the diner was incredibly good. The waitstaff have a doubly hard job working here because not only have they got to tend to their sections, but they also have to occasionally step up and belt out a musical theatre number. I had a waitress named Megan who was extremely personable, always checking in on us, making sure we got our food, making sure we're enjoying it, if we needed top up some drinks and anything. And also belted out a beautiful rendition of I Didn't Plan It from Waitress, so you know, props to Megan. Being downstairs, we didn't get as many of the live performances kind of walking around us. However, they did try and go between the 2 floors, and if they were performing on a floor that you aren't on, there were cameras around and a TV live feed, so you could always check out the performers when they were performing. Now, with this event, we were very kindly gifted our meal and drinks, so we really got to try a variety of the different things from the menu. Starting with drinks, I had the Bender's Schnapps, which, if I'm correct, I think it was a Sex on the Beach, which was absolutely delicious. And obviously, I'm going to go for the Legally Blonde drink. I love a little bit of Legally Blonde myself. Later on into the night, I also had the Long Island iced tea. And it's really nice to see how they've kind of expanded their original cocktail list from the St. Martin's Theatre Cafe. And I'm assuming that some of these cocktails will also transfer over to that location as well. I'm hoping so, because I want that Bend and Snaps again. I want that Bend and Snaps again. I want that Bend and Snaps again. It was good. It was good. It was a little bit fruity, like me. Now, the menu for this event, if I'm correct, was slightly smaller than usual, but take that with a pinch of salt. I'm not 100% sure of that fact. The menu featured a nice variety of starters, a main section that was mostly made up of a different variety of burgers, and also a hot dog in there, just for fun. And a small selection of desserts, including a chocolate cake, a cheesecake, and a pie, which had a Priscilla-themed name, and not a waitress one. That was an interesting choice, but you know what, we'll go with it. For my starter, I had the mac and cheese bites, and oh my god. It had a really crisp outer edge, and the inside, the mac and cheese kind of melted in your mouth. They were so good. I wanted more as soon as they came out. I don't know if I'm reviewing this food well. Look, I'm a theatre reviewer, not a food reviewer. Who are you expecting? Anton Ego? For the main course, I ordered the Aaron burger, mainly because I thought the name was funny. I didn't look at actually what the burger was. I looked at the names and went, that's funny, I'll go with that one. This was just a simple plain burger with some salad on the side that I did move into the burger. I did appreciate the variety of burgers that they had and the amount of gluten-free and vegan and veggie options that they had within these. The burger was really nice, it was really well cooked. If I do go again, however, I will actually read the menu. As the Aaron burger, as previously mentioned, is the plainest burger. That's what I go for picking a funny name over reading the menu. As the diner got more and more busy and the food started to come out, I did find that the singing waitstaff trick did become a little bit more awkward when they're walking around you while you're trying to eat a meal. I feel like it worked better in between the meals. I do wonder how much this gimmick, for lack of a better word, is going to maybe put some people off going. I feel like that for musical theatre fans like me, we're going to have a certain level of appreciation for it, but a more general restaurant-going public, or maybe even a casual theatre-going audience, may not feel as attracted to go to the diner as they may to go to something like the cafe. But I feel for the most part, having these talented performers constantly giving you different songs throughout your meal really added a certain atmosphere to the diner. Finally came our dessert, which I had a slice of chocolate cake, which was served with crushed Oreos and 2 scoops of ice cream. Oh my god, it was good. Oh my god, it was good. I'm a very fussy cake eater, but the cake was delicious, mixed with the ice cream and the Oreos adding a little bit of crunch. Oh yes. Oh yes. Big tick on that one. So, that was my meal. What did I think of the experience as a whole? I think it's nice that we are getting something like Stardust in the UK, and I'm really glad that they have blended it so well with the Theatre Cafe. I think the branding is clear. I think a lot of the stagey sites within the diner are so fun, the themed sections. It's everything that I really enjoy about the Theatre Cafe, blended into this more restaurant-style dining experience. The waitstaff were really friendly, they were always checking in on you. It was a bit more of a American style dining experience, I'll say, where a lot of the time I'm very used to going to restaurants and you will only see your waiter if you signal to them. They're a lot more personable, they're a lot more coming up to you and making sure everything's okay and checking you need anything, refilling your water. So if that's more of the type of dining experience that you enjoy, this is definitely the place for you. I do think it's a shame that you kind of lose a little bit of the sightseeing experience from it, because when I go to the Theatre Cafe, I always have a little walk around. I always take a look at the different things on the wall and properly get a sense for it. I feel like it's a little bit harder to do that in kind of a more sit-down style restaurant, because that's not really what a restaurant is designed for. It's not really designed for you to walk around and look at everything. We're very much used to restaurants being, you go in, you sit down at your place and you eat and you go. So maybe because they now have these two different locations, they now have the cafe and the diner, maybe some of these kind of more memorabilia type things will move a bit more over to the cafe and then more stick to their kind of sectioned out themed areas. The food was incredible. I loved everything I was served. The drinks were great, all having those very typical stagey themed names. It was a really fun dining experience. I really enjoyed my meal. But what do you think? Have you been to the Theatre Cafe? Are you excited to check out the Theatre Cafe diner? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. If you did enjoy this video, please consider hitting like and subscribing. It really helps me out and helps out the channel. But that's it for me today, and I'll hopefully see you next time. Bye!